Are you looking forward to December? Gemini, I just wrapped up the Virgo reading and I had my Siamese cat literally pain and grumble and backtalk in his scratchy little Siamese voice. And I say little voice, but well, his voice actually was his little grumbling voice. It wasn't him talking and it wasn't him screaming. He does have different octaves for the talking and the screaming. Grumbling is loud. It is loud, but it still is him just basically talking like this. It's like, I'm unhappy, I'm unhappy, I'm unhappy. But his talking voice is like this, and then his screaming voice is, you can hear it outside. Anyway, I had 50 minutes of my cat grumbling because I was not paying attention to him. And I have just the tiniest bit of GB headache. My Siamese headache. I have a little bit of it. But I wanted to get your reading done, Gemini, especially as we're on the 6th day of the month. I wanted to go and look into December love energies for you. And of course, Gemini, welcome to Mystic Moons. If you're a member, thank you so much for being a part of the memberships. And if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for being a subscriber. And if you're watching, well, just thank you so much for watching. And if you are interested in the reading, do give me a thumbs up, Gemini, and or a comment. Gemini. You know, I read this other really interesting fact about December, right? We're in the, I mean, I was thinking, I still am thinking, but I want to get December done, about going straight off into New Year type of predictions. But there's still 3 or 4 weeks left of this month, left of this year. Although it's a calendar year, timing is a construct that we just are like creating, blah, blah, blah. But there still is power in belief. And we believe that December is literally the last month of before we start a new year, right? And it's odd. I read this thing that said that the most people that die, at least in the US, I mean, they didn't say a location, but I imagine, since they didn't list it and I was reading it from a US publication, most likely, is that they said the average, or most people die right before Christmas, right after Christmas, and Christmas Day. Isn't that interesting? The end of the month, the end of the year, and also the end, for some, of life. Or at least life on this earthly realm. So that does bring the whole issue of timing even more relevant, at least to me. I thought that was really odd, that it is literally the shifting, a time shift. December is a time shift. Anyway, Gemini, despite it being a time shift, let's go and see in the remaining weeks of December, what's awaiting you? What's there for your collective, Gemini, that you can grab onto and claim as a 2024 gain to bring with you to 2025? Why not go and see about love, right? Why not? And of course, Gemini, as you know, this is a collective reading, so take it as it resonates, if it resonates. Gemini, I see this reading as being with anyone with strong Gemini energy. So Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, definitely Gemini Venus, definitely Gemini 7th house, definitely Gemini 1st house. I do feel Gemini 1st house too. And if you have any, or your signature planet sign is your signature planet sign Gemini, how could you not feel that if your signature planet is, or your signature zodiac sign, zodiac element, whatever sign, is Gemini. If you have multiple planets, multiple houses, right? You can go and take the nuances down. But I dare say if you feel strong Gemini energy. Hello, Shadif. If you feel strong Gemini energy, then this reading is for you. And I say that as someone who has strong Gemini energy myself. My house of communication is in Gemini. My Mercury is in Gemini. My Mars is in Gemini. I swore for the longest time my rising was in Gemini, but apparently my mom told me purposely the wrong rising, the wrong time of date, so because she didn't want me to know my rising. I still say that my Gemini must be rising, but it isn't. Excuse me, my rising must be Gemini. But I have plenty of Gemini everywhere else, so it doesn't really matter. Gemini. Such fun energy Gemini has. Everybody should have Gemini. I do firmly believe that. Very, very fun energy, very, very energetic energy, very, very motivational energy. I swear it's like a vitamin shot, Gemini. And then when you go around Gemini, you are vitamin shots. So know that I have lots and lots of love for the Gemini community. Gemini collective. Now, Gemini, let's go and check out your love prospects. Oh, one more thing. So with the Gemini reading that I'm going to do, I structure it into two parts. The first one's going to be a general love reading, Gemini. So whatever comes out, okay, whatever you need to hear right now, that's what's going to come out. I am going to do another reading, Gemini, specifically on new love, but that's going to be a separate reading. This one's going to be whatever needs to come out that Gemini should know about love. The second part of this video is going to be the 12 sign zodiac breakdown, Gemini. And the way that I see that is someone who you know, definitely. Someone who you know, but maybe they haven't been dealing with you, definitely. Someone who you meet, Gemini, it's your affinity with that other signs collective. So definitely someone who you'll meet or could meet, right? See who you have that extra spark of magnetism. And I also see that too as friendship. Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, could definitely be friendship. What I'm seeing this is heart chakra affinity, heart chakra energy, heart chakra ebbing that pink soft light of affection. Who has the new cars? Well, I guess people that either saved up to buy one outright or people who are going down to the car dealerships to go and lease one. Those would be the ones who have new cars, right? I would like a new car. But right now it's all cold and icy, so even if I had a new car, I don't think I would be inclined to drive. Anyway, let's go and get into your reading, Gemini. Love. Oh, and I won't timestamp the two parts because right now I'm just kind of being a little lazy with the whole timestamping thing. I don't even put tags in my readings. I don't even put descriptions in my readings and all those things they say you should do because it extends the reach. But Gemini, if you're interested, you could just jump around the video when it's done. I leave that up to you. Typically, if you just want to jump straight to the 12 sign zodiac, it takes me about 20 minutes or so to do this first reading. Maybe it's 14 minutes, maybe it's 20 minutes, somewhere around there. And then it's like another 20 minutes. So the reading in general takes about 40 minutes to maybe an hour. In each sign that I pull for the 12 sign zodiacs, they go anywhere from a minute to maybe 5 minutes. Roughly, that's the time that it takes if you want to jump around yourself. Okay, let's get into your new love reading. or not new love reading, excuse me, your love reading. What does Gemini need to hear for December about love? What should Gemini be aware of about love? Well, Gemini has Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups for Gemini. Hermit for Gemini. Nine of Pentacles. By the way, Virgo energy is building. You have new love, Gemini. Isn't that sweet? You are one of the few collectives who the main message came out about new love. Ace of Cups, Hermit, Nine of Pentacles, and Ace of Swords. Someone's making the decision, Gemini, to approach you. They've been watching you. Oh, they've still been watching you. A little odd how they've been watching you so intensely, but they've been watching you. We'll find out more as we pull, Gemini. Yeah, but they've been watching you. Feels very much like the single you, the single them, but watching. Watching you also just go about your daily business. Are you aware of this person? I don't quite think so, Gemini. But he's watching Gemini. The Hermit. Another ace. Ace of Wands. No detached hermit for you. Isn't that nice? You have someone who's, there's like, obviously with all these major arcana cards, right? All the cards, there are their negative aspects and their positive aspects. And, there are some cards, it's interesting, like Hermit has a tendency to be a little negatively aspected, detached, and a little selfish. But when Hermit is positively aspected, it's like you have a rock. Like nothing can shake the resolve of this Hermit. This Hermit will be there for eternity. Look at that Hermit. Hermit has Ace of Wands, the Lovers, and the Star. This Hermit is determined about you. This Hermit, Gemini, thinks that you are a gift from above. An incredible opportunity heaven sent. They think you have angel wings. And so much so, it's very funny too. Let me go and say this as well. It's almost like they say they're rose-colored glasses. Definitely. Oh, interesting, Gemini. You have a beautiful Hermit. Ace of Swords. Oh, another thing about this Hermit too, let me go and say, this Hermit has a very particular idea. Of course, I got so called out in seeing such a wonderful Hermit. Thank you, Gemini, for showing me such a wonderful Hermit. That I forgot to call it Gemini energy with the Lovers. I was like, oh, you have a wonderful Hermit. As I said, stunning Hermit. I haven't seen such a beautiful Hermit in such a long time. I should go and put a tag on here going, wonderful Hermit here. So I can come back and look at the reading and go, oh, what a nice Hermit. Okay, let's go and finish out Ace of Swords. Oh, wait, did I clarify what I want to say here? I said, You know how it is, Gemini. You're thinking of one thing and then you're speaking, but then your mind is thinking of another thing, and your motor skills can only go so fast. There's one other thing I wanted to say about this hermit, but I forgot. Oh well, it'll come, and if it's important, it'll come back. Mainly, I was caught with too right now how Libra energy is piling up as well. So we have Justice and Ace of Swords, both of that, which is Libra energy. So I don't know if you heard all that noise in the background. That was like a cat feeling really good that she was digging around in her litter box and then running all over the place. Maybe that information you didn't need to go in here, but they were happy about it. Oh yes, I said that the hermit had has a very definite idea about love and what they've been looking for. You could also say, if you wanted to, which I don't quite like to say, but you could also say this hermit is someone who's been manifesting the type of connection that they'll meet in you. Could very well say that. Okay, that was one of the things I wanted to go and say. And in that vein, Gemini, you're getting someone who does have a very clear idea, crystal clear idea about what they expect from a relationship, what they want in a romantic connection, what they want in love, what they want in life. And look at that. This person is just very balanced too. Let me say that as well, Gemini. With the hermit, this is a beautiful hermit, a generous hermit, a thoughtful hermit, like a rock hermit. And then the energy here is so balanced, like there is no fluctuations in this person's energy at all. I'd almost say flawless, Gemini. Is a person who has no flaws. Isn't that interesting? A perfect person. Oh, that's interesting. 9 of another ace. Do I have all the aces here? I do, Gemini. I have all the aces for you. Interesting, Gemini. Oh, you have the best reading yet. The best reading out of all, what have I done? 10? Out of all 10 zodiacs? We won't tell the other 10 zodiacs unless they look at Gemini. And then they could say, oh, well, I have a Gemini rising. Well, welcome. I have a Gemini moon. Welcome. I have a Gemini Venus. Welcome. Anyway, Gemini. Stunning. That one to fall out, but I'm not going to take it. Ace of Cups. Excuse me, Page of Cups. Let's see what else. Hey, Gemini, you're getting a very interesting love opportunity. Very, very interesting. Mind freezing for a second. You have 9 of Pentacles clarified by Ace of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and 7 of Wands. So first of all, this is forceful energy right here. Forceful energy to make their case, speak clearly. Also, like all their actions, everything, there's no guile here at all, too. Everything's so straightforward. I really do feel it's flawless. Yeah, all four aces. And as I said, the most beautiful hermit I've seen. I probably haven't seen such a beautiful hermit, Gemini. Seriously. At least 6 months. Stunning hermit. You have a hermit to go down in the in history, at least the history of 2024. Yeah, you're getting a stunning, flawless person who's going to, I think, delight you quite a bit. Okay, you're going to be happy. You have energy there. You have great energy in your collective building. Gemini, I'm going to call out signs for you really quick. Let's just go and see if there's any. Although with all four, let me also say too, with all four of the aces here, it's almost too like you have affinity with everybody right now. You can charm everybody right now. But notable energy that I have here, well, I do have strong Virgo. I mentioned that I do have strong Libra. And then I have a smattering of Capricorn, Aries, Leo. Oh, I have strong Aries now that I look at it. It's Capricorn, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Cancer. But strongest is definitely Virgo, Libra, Aries, followed by, I'd say, Aquarius and Cancer, Capricorn. I like that. Let's go and check out now the 12 sign zodiac breakdown. And of course, Gemini, if you like this reading, give me a thumbs up. That doesn't even have to be if you like it, if it resonates. If you're interested, if you're intrigued, give me a thumbs up. Let's see, I'm going to go by air, then fire, earth, and water. In case you want to jump around, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I feel this reading is for people who you know. You could or could not be in contact with them, people who you'll meet. Not only does it have to be love, it can also be friendship. Your heart chakra vibrating, your heart chakra energy growing. But don't want to quite say the word damn, but I'm going to be like, wow, that's a stunning reading I got for you. Really. In fact, even with the personal readings I've done lately, between the collective readings, the personal readings, the private readings, etc., like all the readings, that is literally the most stunning reading I've done in a while. Interesting, Gemini. If anything interesting happens, do come on a Gemini video and tell me. Now, let's go and start off with air. I'm going to start off with Libra. Libra's affinity, Libra's energy for Gemini. I have Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands with King of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. Okay, if you're dealing with a Libra, has that Libra actually... So if that Libra has been in sort of no contact with you, it feels like they've just sort of been grounding their own selves and preparing to, I don't know, present themselves better. Almost like this is like Libra 2.0, right? That type of energy here. If you're dealing with a Libra, that Libra is going to contact you, Gemini. If you meet a Libra, that Libra is going to be very charmed by you. That Libra is definitely going to want to know more about you, definitely will invite you, it feels like, and will try and get to know you by exploring various situations. Feels like you can cover a lot of ground and explore places while also getting to know each other. That kind of energy. If you're dealing or if you meet Gemini and Aquarius, Five of Pentacles. If you're dealing with an Aquarius, that Aquarius is heads down in stuff, not quite sure what that stuff is. You know, Aquarius thinks it's not important to go and tell you what the stuff is. Aquarius thinks, oh, well, I'm so busy focusing on my own Aquarius self, I don't have time to even contact or enlighten Gemini on anything. Well, who cares, Gemini? You have 4 aces and new love coming. Goodness gracious, Gemini. You have affinity with everybody right now. Let the Aquarius be, building themselves, their Aquarian selves up. You have more interesting things to do, Gemini. Let's go on to Gemini. Gemini, if a Gemini is on your mind, if you meet a Gemini, if you know a Gemini, your heart chakra energy towards Gemini. Of course, Gemini is, of course, Gemini too. I see Magician. I personally see Magician as Gemini energy. Interesting. 9 of Swords is Gemini energy. So I'm going to pull one more card on that. Why not? So, Gemini, if you're dealing with a fellow Gemini, all's not what they seem to be. I will also say, too, that this person, this Gemini, for Gemini, is not quite willing to go and, not quite willing, that's not the right word, not quite ready to approach. This Gemini has some self-work they need to focus on, Gemini, before they go and reach out to you. So definitely let them have this downtime, this solo space, because they are dealing with something, Gemini, that you definitely, you can assist them in this. This is something they need to do for their own growth and for their own healthiness. Let's go on to fire. Gemini, if you're dealing with a Sagittarius. Page of Pentacles. Eight of Swords is also Gemini energy. Why not pull a card on that too? I'm going to pull one more card on that. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, you're getting an offer. Could be a confession. Could be something more serious than a confession, or something that leads to commitment. If you meet a Sagittarius, that Sagittarius is going to be focused on you, Gemini. 8 of Swords clarified by Chariot and 7 of Wands. And this is focused, determined, have their blinders on towards one direction. To Gemini, if you're dealing with a Sagittarius, for some reason, I'm going to say maybe because you're in Empress energy. For the Sagittarius, it's taking a lot of courage for them to make this offer, for them to approach you, or for them to convey their feelings and hopes about what they would want in a future relationship with you. They have big hopes of what they'd like to achieve in a partnership with you. And it's taking a lot of courage for them to express that. If you're dealing with Sagittarius. Oh, and in short, if you're dealing with a Sagittarius, if you meet a Sagittarius, they could be a little shy. Sagittarius being shy. They could be a little shy. In some way, in some Sagittarius way. But I wouldn't take that at face value as well, because as I said, they're a little shy in some way. Now, Gemini, if you're dealing with an Aries. Aries for Gemini. I wonder who's the one that's hard to read. They could be hard to read. They could be. It's also, too, like maybe if you're dealing with an Aries, maybe they haven't openly expressed how deeply they feel about you. Look at that. Very strong energy you have here. Gemini, if you're dealing with an Aries, it's almost like this Aries is taking it one step at a time. They could appear a little cavalier about it. They could appear like perhaps they're not really, they're having fun, but maybe they're not into grounding that fun. But Gemini, I think that's just their way of appearing. Because this person is actually thinking, well, that 12-step in advance type of strategy with you. They're not just dealing with the present. They're just not dealing with what will happen a couple days down the line, a couple weeks down the line. They're actually thinking the whole overall life plan as they're dealing with you, Gemini. But I don't think Aries is going to make that obvious. Not yet. But know that they are thinking that. And I think you should have lots of fun, too, with that Aries. Lots of fun. So that's interesting, too. Person thinking about the long term while wanting to show you the best time they can. That's that Aries energy, Gemini. Gemini, let's check out Leo. A Leo for Gemini. 8 of Cups. Let's see. High Priestess again. 7 of Cups again. All this water. If you're dealing with a Leo, I don't like this energy. If you are dealing with a Leo, it's not like this Leo has written you off or anything like that. It's just like where are their priorities? That's what I don't like about it. Like their priorities are not, in my opinion, Gemini. This Leo's priorities are not good enough for you, Gemini. That's what I mean. They still are thinking of you, but I don't really like this Leo's energy. It's too come and they're not seeing Gemini as the unique gem that Gemini is. They're not acknowledging it. Possibly not even acknowledging it to themselves. Anyway, yeah, I don't like this energy. If it's a past person or if it's a current person that you're dealing with, they're not dealing with you 100%. It's not like they don't have plans about you. I'm not going to go into this high priestess, but I just don't like it. And if you meet a Leo, Gemini, you may feel like there's a range, a distance that you can go with this Leo or see where it goes with this Leo. But I really feel this Leo has lots of other things that they are considering simultaneously, and that does not feel that great. I would take Leo with a tiny bit of caution. Hello, Tashwana or Tashana. How are you? Welcome to the zodiac or the Gemini love reading for December. Did you check out, Tashana, the beginning parts of Gemini's video, the general reading on love? Stunning. Ooh, very stunning. Thinking, can I tap into that with my Gemini energy? I'm mostly a chatterbox, I don't know. But very exciting. I'm all excited. I'm like, ooh, interesting. You guys are hot. Gemini Collective is hot. Gemini Collective has fantastic energy, no doubt. As I said, best energy I've seen in a while. Definitely one of the most stunning reads I've done. I feel like I should say in the past 2 months. Anyway, let's go on to the next zodiac sign. Shall we go to Earth? Shall we check out Virgo? A Virgo. Yes, you guys are like, I mean, as I swear, put the nice clothes on, go and put the nice smellies on, go and smile, think all the happy thoughts, whatever makes you happy. If they're, I don't know if it's a TV show or if it's like, little cat whiskers, whatever makes you like, puts a smile on your face, and go out there. Because you have stunning, and it's new love too. Like everybody I've done, this is the 10th reading I've done so far out of the zodiac. I have 2 more to do. And only 1 or 2 other collectives got new love. Everybody else was past love and some people with regrets and blah, 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 blah. You have stunning energy and new love. 4 aces. 4 aces you've got. Amazing. You definitely have sparkly magic in your collective's energy, especially regarding love. Magnetism, Gemini. Okay, let's go on to Earth signs. We'll start off with Virgo. A Virgo for Gemini. Of course, that's Virgo energy. 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands with that wand come out, but we don't need to take it. You have 4 aces, in your general read, Gemini. If you're dealing with a Virgo, what did that Virgo do? What have you been putting up with that Virgo if you've been dealing with a Virgo? This is Virgo energy too. I don't really like that Gemini Feels like you've been through the ringer if you've been dealing with a Virgo. You know, it's funny because I did, Tashana, I did an Aquarius, so the earlier, before I did Earth, I did Aquarius. And I think Aquarius was basically going like, don't bother with Aquarius. Aquarius is one of the energies this month. You can push it back. It probably is no more than maybe 10 minutes, if that. But yeah, Aquarius is one of the energies that is not really hot for Gemini. Almost like Virgo that I have here, but it was worse. But you know what? As I said, you can go and create your own opportunities right now. And if Aquarius wants to do like Aquarian things and work on Aquarian self, let them. Because they're there working on rebuilding themselves. And meanwhile, Gemini, what I see for you is I see for you growing. They are rebuilding themselves. You are growing, expanding, and shining. That's what I saw for Aquarius, Gemini. As I said, no more than maybe 10 minutes, 5 minutes ago, if you push the time back. But on Virgo, so yeah, Virgo doesn't look that great. Virgo doesn't look that great, but Gemini, I feel like this Virgo isn't quite over with you yet. Virgo is not over with you yet. I feel like if you've been dealing with a Virgo, Virgo has put you through a lot of unnecessary stuff. And I think it's not worth your time, Gemini. This is a black hole of energy drainage right now if you're dealing with a Virgo. And if you meet a Virgo, I feel like if you meet a Virgo, that Virgo also has really just general heavy energy. I'd keep that in mind, not saying avoid Virgos or not meet Virgos or blah, blah, blah. But I'm just saying Virgo has some heavy energy, and I don't think you need to deal with this. It doesn't benefit you. And also feels like ultimately it doesn't relate to you. And if you have been dealing with this, you've dealt with it enough. Gemini. Let the Virgo be. Let the Virgo do their own 10 of Wands and 5 of Cups by themselves. Now, if you're dealing with a Capricorn for Virgo, excuse me, a Capricorn for Gemini. Capricorn for Gemini. Could be some history here, but we'll find out. Could also just be tender feelings. We'll find out. Okay, there's some history here. If you're dealing with a Capricorn, you know, you could really feel tied. You could feel tied to this Capricorn, like you and this Capricorn have a link. An extraordinary link, perhaps you think that, or felt, or something. This Capricorn could have even been your person, or if you, there's something here just about a really strong connection, right? Judgment with 6 of Cups. It's also like you felt you could have had definitely some maybe psychic ties, maybe some past life ties. You know, it goes beyond just what you can see. There are very strong emotional ties that it feels like as you spent time together with this Capricorn, it just sort of those ties got thicker and knottier and just harder. And it feels like too, you've dealt with enough hassle as well because of that. It feels like, you know, you could be still open to some extent if you're dealing with a Capricorn. Capricorn is definitely open to you, by the way. despite this drama, this heavy history that you guys have. But I also want to say, in this energy, Gemini, I think this is also too heavy. This energy is too heavy, and it's not constructive. You can do better. If you're meeting a Capricorn, I'm going to say it's a little different. If you're meeting a Capricorn, first of all, this Capricorn still has heavy energy. This Capricorn still came out of some heavy stuff. Capricorn has, I'm not going to call it baggage. Capricorn has weight. That weight could definitely overflow on you. Capricorn's in heavy energy anyway. You know, there could be something there, but it's like this Capricorn carries weight. And that weight could be a little painful for you to deal with. You know, as I said, it's not about you not having the strength and the power and the dedication to help your friends out or help people who you love to have the strength to support, but it's also in the level of, and this is just something in general with the Gemini collective, when you have the strength to give and you give, and the others are receiving that strength, are they also likewise supporting you up as well? Are you putting out 100% effort and they're putting out 80% effort? I feel like typically with Gemini has so much vitality and force. Gemini is the one putting out most of the effort. And a lot of people are just sitting at the oasis that is Gemini and lounging in the oasis that is in Gemini. But are they actually helping the oasis that is Gemini in its upkeep? Are they also supporting the oasis that is Gemini? That's the thing. So I'm not just saying it's, you know, oh, this person is a hassle, don't bother with them. It's not about that. It's about support and being supported. That's what it's about, Gemini. I'm not saying it's even tit for tat. It's not about that either, or keeping tally. No, it's just about when you have your heart space open and you're caring and you're giving and you're receiving pure care and affection back. That's what it's about. Okay. Let's go on to the remaining Earth sign. I think we are on Taurus. A Taurus for Gemini. Five of Cups. Well, you have a little bit of history overall with the Earth signs, Taurus. If you're dealing with a Taurus, or did I say Taurus with Gemini? Yeah, a little bit of history with the Earth signs, Gemini. If you're dealing with a Taurus, that Taurus is going to apologize. That Taurus is going to try and rebuild with you, Gemini. They're going to try for a fresh start. You know, that Taurus definitely could have gone and upgraded themselves in some way, changed their thinking, made themselves into a better person, used this time of reflection and grief to make themselves better than what you knew them or dealt with them. It's not like I'm getting bad energy from the Taurus. It's just, again, heavy energy, and this Taurus already disappointed you. They know they disappointed you. But they are a better person now, I will say that. They are a better person. They have changed their thinking. And if you meet a Taurus, Gemini, that person that you're seeing now is someone who came out of a lot of pain. And this is their upgrade, their evolution, They shed a skin, Gemini, and now they are a newer person. Up to you, Gemini. Keep your eyes open, Gemini, if you're dealing with a Taurus. All right, finally, we have water. So, Gemini, if you're dealing with a Pisces, or if you meet a Pisces, your affinity with Pisces for Gemini, Queen of Cups. If you're dealing with a Pisces, why do I have a Six of Swords here? If you're dealing with a Pisces, has that Pisces been keeping you waiting in some way? Well, now they're not going to keep you waiting now, but they did keep you waiting if you've been dealing with a Pisces. It feels like if you were or have been dealing with a Pisces, they were keeping you waiting. You know, they had some things they had to go and sort out and they didn't want to go and share with you. They didn't want to burden you with this, Gemini. There's something going on with that Pisces, Gemini. And I don't think they want you to know what it is either. They're seeing it as, you know, whatever this is, whatever this is, whatever that was that they were building to do and that they're doing right now. They have to close the chapter on that. They don't want you knowing about that at all. Isn't that interesting, Gemini? Doesn't that make you want to know what this was? Makes me want to know what it was. What are they trying to hide from you? Anyway, this Pisces is coming back to you. This Pisces is going to approach. But as I said, I'm wondering what is that they're trying to hide. I bet if you dig around, Gemini, you could find out. I dig a little, Gemini, into this Pisces. If you were dealing with a Pisces and that Pisces went AWOL or quiet or just like, you know, sort of let your connection lag. And if that person came back, because that person in this energy is coming back, I would definitely dig into what this is. You should know, and the reason why I say this is not to be nosy, right? Not saying this. No, not saying that. But I'm saying that because they specifically didn't want you to know what this is. They want to keep you all calm and unburdened, Gemini. All the more reason why you should find out what this is. If you're dealing with a Pisces, if you're still interested in that Pisces, if you want to deal with that Pisces, definitely find out what they did not want you to know. Seriously, I do mean that quite seriously. Oh, and if you meet a Pisces, it feels like it's going to go fast up to a certain point, and then they're going to just go slower. Not anything about lack of interest or anything like that. It just feels like it's going to start off very strong, and then it'll go to a slower gait because Pisces is going to think very long and hard about what do they want from the future of your connection and what are they willing, again, to provide and give. That's why I say, Gemini, watch out too with, you know, giving too much, supporting too much, being open too much, and then the people around you are not doing the same for you. Now, let's go on to Scorpio. Gemini, your affinity with a Scorpio, meeting a Scorpio. The Fool. I like it already. Scorpio is interesting for you, Gemini. Full strength, Ace of Pentacles. So if you're if you know a Scorpio, if you know a Scorpio, I'm not crazy exactly about this energy, only because It's like they've done a little transformation of their own and they've like released their burdens and now they're ready to go and be the new Scorpio. That's a little worrisome to me a little bit because it's like, okay, whatever that past chapter was the past chapter. I'm off into the new. It's a little too carefree. Like what they jump on so easily to something else, Gemini, they can jump very easily off. So, keep that in mind if you're dealing with a Scorpio. If you meet a Scorpio, however, very, very interesting. I like this energy lots. If you are meeting a Scorpio, if you meet a Scorpio, new Scorpio energy for Gemini, anything's possible. That's what I have here. Anything's possible. Just keep in mind, Gemini, that as you deal with this Scorpio, what do you want, Gemini? You have to shape this connection with new Scorpio. You definitely have to shape it. Just don't let it go and fly free according to Scorpio's wishes and demands. No, no, no. You guide, you set, you create the boundaries for Scorpio to go and plan. Okay? Now, final sign, Gemini, Cancer. If you are dealing with a Cancer, Gemini, if you meet a Cancer, your heart affinity, your romantic affinity, your affectionate affinity with Cancer for Gemini. What do we have here? 9 of Wands. Oh, so if you're dealing with a Cancer, it's like that Cancer is almost ready to deal with you. Almost ready, but not quite there. Almost. No, first of all, that Cancer has been like miserable. They've been miserable. They've been burdened by work. Cancer has like forest fires going, or dumpster fires, or some sort of fires going on in so many different areas. Cancer is stressed, overworked, overburdened. And, Cancer is actually handling that burden pretty well. Cancer is tired, but Cancer has still got strength for it. If you're expecting a Cancer to get back to you, Cancer is not going to get back to you because Cancer is, I'm going between overwhelmed, but Cancer is definitely burdened, highly burdened, not quite overwhelmed, very, very tired, very, very stressed. Cancer needs time. Cancer, though, is almost done, almost ready to contact you, but gee, Cancer is in a mess right now. I will say, if you know a Cancer, well, this is if you know the Cancer, right? Gemini. And I'm saying this only because you're Gemini with the gifts that I know that Gemini has, that I feel Gemini has, that I've seen that Gemini has, and I mean seen through what I feel through the Gemini collective, not through people or anything like that, just from what I innately feel, the beauty of the Gemini energy. That in this energy, Gemini, you can help. If you want to, Gemini, you can help, because it also feels like in this energy too, your effort, your advice, I mean, no matter what sort of help that is, even if it's just listening and speaking, that is going to someone who appreciates it, and they will reciprocate that to you as well. Okay, so that's also what it is. So if you meet a Gemini, if you meet a Cancer, Gemini, also know that Cancer is still overwhelmed. And if you meet a Cancer, I don't necessarily think you should go and with a new stranger, offer your beautiful assistance to someone. Unless you feel called to, but I'm just saying this person is dealing with a lot of work. They're almost done with it, but they got like burdens upon burdens upon burdens. Oi. to use like a word. That's what I have there. Okay, well, that concludes the Gemini love forecast readings. Gemini, I hope you enjoyed the readings as much as I did. Let me know how it goes, Gemini. Feel free to tell me on any Gemini video or any Gemini live. Very, very curious. I'm there like thinking about my Gemini placements. I have it in my personal planets, and I do have 2 houses in Gemini, including my house of communication. Anyway, wondering, can I, with my Gemini Mars and Mercury, I don't know, is that like romantic energy? Not quite sure. Not sure. But anyway, I'm thinking about it. You have beautiful energy, Gemini. Gemini, I hope you all have a wonderful day, wonderful night, or wherever you are. Wonderful time. Gemini, until the next video, I am wishing all of you the most beautiful day. Smile, Gemini. You're very hot right now. Bye-bye. Oh, no, thank you to Shauna, and thank you, Brienne. Thank you for your time today. And until the next video, I will be out with another video regardless for new love. So there'll be two messages that Gemini will get on new love. But ooh, what a beautiful reading you guys gave me. I love it. Of this, I'm thinking Gemini placements. Anyway, I'll catch you all. I hope to see you again. And until the next time, bye-bye.